When should you use the Necroizer? The Necroizer? Is that how you say it? What's good? It's your boy Rico. Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Duel. And in today's episode, I do want to talk about when should you use this plate. Let's talk about the tournament. And I think that's all we... Oh, yeah. The giveaway. We did the giveaway. The giveaway was awesome. Congratulations to Pablo. What I want to cover real quick on the giveaways and what I want to do. I want to do this monthly. I want to be able to give back to the community. So every month, if we can get 10 subscribers on Twitch, we will be doing a giveaway, and Pablo won it today, so like I said, congratulations to that. Now let's jump into the tournament, because I want to talk about the tournament first before we get into when to use this plate. I woke up this morning, and Twitter was just riddled with N-Clan, N-Clan, N-Clan. N-Clan has 14 people in the top 32. So this is kind of their tournament to lose. Like a good majority, nearly 50% of them are in the tournament. So good luck to not only the N-Clan, but everyone that's involved in the tournament. But I'm still pulling for my boy, I am Bad Sir Hype, because he is unaffiliated. I'm unaffiliated. He's a good friend of mine, so I really hope Hype pulls it. He pulls the win. No pressure, Hype. So I hope he gets that. I heard the tournament, the matchmaking was better. I was like, why are we getting another tournament? Apparently they fixed the matchmaking. I only played 6 games, so I don't know. So that's just what I've heard, but please let me know in the comments below. Please verify if they did kind of pertain to your rating in the tournament. So the matches were actually better. Now, that's all I want to talk about for the tournament. Let's go in and talk about... Oh, this is a new deck that I've been running. Absol, Mega Absol is a good addition. We'll actually cover that in the next episodes. But we're going to jump into today's episode right now. We have a match on when to use that plate. We actually play somebody from the N-Clan, and then someone gets redemption. So let's jump in. All right, this first match is actually against Tarvold, and I had no idea this was Tarvold. I did not know until after the match when he came in the stream. I was like, hey man, good game. If you take a look at the name, it's Tarvold spelled backwards. And even when I went back and watched the stream, like people were telling me in the chat the entire time, like, I think that's Tarvold. I'm pretty sure that's Tarvold. So we see the Dawn Wings or the Duskmane. We see them indexed. We don't ever see just Necrozma. Like with this plate, the Necroizer, let's just see what it does. Choose one of your Necrozma on the field and one of your Solgaleo or Lunala on the field bench or in APC. That Solgaleo or Lunala moves to the Ultra Space, and the Necrozma changes its form to Duskmane or Dawn Wings. It's like, why would you even run this if you could just run them regularly? It's kind of like the red orb and the blue orb. I'm like, why would anybody... Well, I guess it's not necessarily the same. It's only like when it's on the bench. But it changes forms. So I'm like, why would you ever use that? And you know what else I want to talk about that throws me off every time I go against these like Dawn Wings or Duskmane? Like, when you attack it, like with the Lunala, their attack stays the same, 151. Like, it doesn't drop by half. And nowhere in the ability states that it negates abilities of like attacks being decreased. It doesn't say that anywhere in the ability. But if you look at Necrozma, it has it in Necrozma's ability. In this Pokemon's first battle, after moving to the field, its goal, if the battle opponent is not affected by a special condition or any effects of the battle opponent's abilities that increase or decrease damage are nullified. So I don't know if that ever confused anybody else, but it always confused me, and here's why. I don't know if I really agree that that's how it should be. Like, I don't know if Duskmane and Dawn, if they should get that as well, but I don't know. Please let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about that. So, Tarvold's deck, I see the Necrozma and I see Ultra Beast, and I'm like, what? Why would you run that? I have no idea why you would just run the Dawn or Dusk. Well, we're about to find out. 3 air balloons here, and I'm like, I go against Ultra Beast users before the air balloon. I'm like, all right, we're just going to cover up gold because I believe what they're going to do is do the Pheromosa Chiefs. So now that they bring on the Necrozma, the opponent is going to play this now. And then Lunala's gone, and I'm like, why would you do that? I have no idea why you would do this. So he takes the entry point. I'm just going to grab the goal. I'm going to take the entry point. And then he plays the Mighty Sphere. And I'm like, okay, you're going to play the Mighty Sphere, but like, what are you going to do with it? You're not in a position to surround anything. And I basically just took the bait and just marched straight up with my Eevee, because I'm like, well, whatever you bring out, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to air balloon and take the entry point. Well, we forgot that because of that plate, the Lunala is in the Ultra Space. And how do you get that thing back? Call signal. And after that, like after I moved up here, my chat's going crazy. They're like, he doesn't see it. He doesn't see it. And I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Like, I have no idea what's going to happen. And then Tarvel pulls the DC, and I was like, oh no, I'm about to lose Eevee. They're going to their PC, and boom. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So I hit the baby doll eyes and clutch. The clutch Pheromosa does not hit the call signal. I was like, oh, I just survived. I just survived the bullet, man. And since Tarvel's going to take my entry point here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to threaten game. He does have the invisibility cape, which is so, like, God, the inside the mind of Tarvel is just incredible. Like, the invisibility cape is such a crucial plate with this deck, because say your entry points do get covered and the Lunala is already gone, all you're going to do is invisibility cape and attack, because you can attack on that same turn and hopefully get the call signal. But I'm going to go for game here. He's going to invisibility cape and attack. I think I'm pretty sure he attacks. He attacks here. Tries to get the Lunala back, and unfortunately, it's just not rolling. Rolls to but I become frozen now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to long throw here, because I feel like I'm in a terrible position because of what's, now that I'm aware of all the call signal. So Crumvel's actually going to come back, and he's going to attack my Marshadow. That would have been funny if I would have got the fly, but that's not going to happen. So I'm going to max revive and threaten the entry point again. I've got to move. Did he attack here? Yeah, he attacked here. He attacked her. He gets a fly. Very clutch. Looks like Tarvel was not hitting rolls today. But I'm going to move my Eevee here, because I did not want my Eevee getting rendezvoused. You don't want to get surrounded here, because he does have the Pheromosa with the Mighty Sphere on. So we're going to get out of that way. And then Tarvel does here is he's going to go in basically for the win here. And I'm just like, come on, Lucario, please. Let's go. Lucario gets the Aura Sphere. We survive this. Now we're going to move up here, because since my Z gauge is up, what I want to do is I want to send the Celesteela into the Ultra Space. So I move it up once, hoping that he doesn't attack me. And for some reason, the reason why I'm like playing so cautious is because I still think that he has the air balloon, but he doesn't. He's only 1 MP. So I take the entry point here. He's going to Z move here. After I made this play, I was like, oh, that's bad. But it's actually, like, is it necessarily that bad? Because he wasted his Z move. He got out of the way, and now I can Z move the Selly right now. But my Lunala rolls in the right, and now I only have 1 MP. So now what I got to do is I got to move up my Kang, give him basically wake him up to stop relaxing. And then Tarvel does not get a good roll here. I think he attacked my Eevee. We're going to pull the evolution. We're going to go into the Espeon because of all the fighting mons on here. So now what we're going to do is going to take this opportunity. We're going to Z move, and this little rendezvouser is going to rendezvous themselves to the Ultra Space. Take that, Selly. He gains weight. We are not really fearing this Pheromosa, because this Pheromosa is not the one that has the what's it called? Mighty Sphere, and it's not leveled all the way. So we're good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to Mega Lucario here. We need to apply some sort of pressure. As Tarvel's Z gauge is filling up, we need to be very cautious about that. And we're pretty good back here because of the Vibrava and its ability. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cover up, or make Tarvel cover up, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go for the win here. I understand that my gold is going to be a white, but we're hoping to hit our purple into their white. And they get the Photon Geyser. We're going to re-roll because I don't want to necessarily lose my ability. But we get the white again. And this was such a good play for Tarvel to do. So what he does is he's going to use, I think it's the Bug Z move, right? The Bug Z move. He's going to try and KO my Lucario. If he KO'd my Lucario, the Bug Z move also, two Pokemon that are 2 steps away, it's not gonna stop. It gives a -2 MP marker. So had he KO'd here, my Espeon would have been 0 MP. I believe that is what it is, right? Yeah, attaches an MP -2 marker to opposing Pokemon within 2 steps. So GG boys to Tarvold. Definitely shouldn't have won that match. I don't think Tarvold won a single roll, but I wanted to show you guys this match because if you're ever wondering when you would ever use this plate, it is definitely in an Ultra Beast deck. And Ultra Beast decks they're still pretty viable because we are in like a purple heavy meta. I think Ultra Beast is still like I said, it's still pretty viable, and this is definitely one of the ways to do it. So if you have the plates, you have the figures, go ahead and give it a run. Let's jump into the second match. All right, this match, I was very excited to figure out who this player was. So I saw we're going up against somebody in the N clan, and I think I don't know, Kenny was saying that they're like some of them are using like the same name. It says money is power or something like that. I don't remember what it is. But I found out this is Supa, and I've been kind of wondering where Supa has been. Like I haven't seen him active. Well, I mean, I'm not really in the N clan. Like I don't really pay attention to the channels and what's going on. But I haven't seen him in a while or heard from him. So the fact that I found out it was Supa, I was like, oh cool, he's still playing. That's really good. But Supa here is rocking. You guys know it. The Coward figures. I mean, should we just call it? Well, 2 figure, not necessarily a Coward deck, but the Coward figure. So he's rocking the Abra, he's rocking the Kadabra into Alakazam. So this deck is going to be really difficult to beat because of the double Mega Alakazam, the double Twisted Spoon, and the Tapu Lele, which I don't know. I don't know how I feel about having Tapu Lele because these figures are already going to have with the Twisted Spoon. Like with Lele, what are you trying to add in? Like 6, 7 stars? I don't think you necessarily need that. And it's only when you attack. So me personally, I don't think Lele is needed, but let me know how you guys feel. So we're going to go first. We're going to open up with the Eevee. Supa's going to bring on the Vibrava. And there were some mistakes I made in this match. But we're just going to basically set up. We're going to play the Mighty Sphere. We're going to set up. We're going to be slow here. Play it nice and methodical. I think this thing is a threat, so I kind of want to get rid of this. So I start repeatedly attacking into this thing. We have decent odds, and it's going to allow to power up my Z move, or my Z gauge. So kind of what we're both doing here is it's like basically who's going to have their Z gauge up first. Blenny plays the Twisted Spoon, and I'm like, I already know what's going to happen. He's going to come back. I don't even want to deal with this thing. But this Vibrava does confuse me. And then the Coward here gets to hide behind figures and attack. And gets to evolve. Damn, all of his Alakazam, Abras, and Abracadabra Alakazams. Level 10? Level 10, Supa? What I should, and here's what I was thinking. So instead of attacking the Vibrava, I think what I should have done was move my Marshadow here and attack into the Abra and try to make the Abra surround itself by landing its blue. So I was so concerned about the Vibrava because of Vibrava's ability, but I really think when the Abra was right here, I should have been attacking with my Marshadow here, like I said, to try to get the blue. And I mean the teleport, I mean I have good odds of taking out the Abra as well. And we wouldn't have had to deal with the other Alakazam, Mega Alakazam, because it would have been in my PC. So definitely something that I found out that I made a mistake on. But now we're gonna get the hell out of here. I don't want to just let my Marshadow die because I want to come back and try to get rid of this thing. I see he's kind of creeping up with this Alakazam. He's gonna attack my Lunala. There's like literally nothing I can do here. So what I'm gonna do, I think attack again. I remember why I wanted to show you guys this match. Supa makes a very clutch play here. So our Z gauge is up. What we're going to do is we're going to move up our Lunala and get rid of their Dawn Wings. You can go to the Ultra Space. See you later. And now what he's going to do is he's going to pull the Mega. Oh my god, dude. The Alakazam. And basically rip to Luna. See, God, the fact that Alakazam hits for 170? Well, I mean, you know what? It makes sense. Alakazam's very special defense, or special attack's really high, so. But I'm like, I'm going to get out of here. He's going to move up. Attacks 2 steps away. Basically, GG boys to Eevee. See you later. And now what I'm going to do, like, well, I don't really have any choices. We're going to make a King here and try to get rid of this Alakazam. We have a little bit of gold. White on gold, like, hopefully. I mean, it does have a large white or gold, and we hit it. I'm like, all right, let's go. We don't have to worry about this. See you later. All I'll have to do is worry about this one. His Z gauge is up though, so I do need to be cautious about that. So I'm going to move up because I knew this thing was coming back. And Supa here makes a 200 IQ play and Z moves with a Ghost Finger on my King. And I was like, Supa, what are you doing, bro? What are you? What? I'm like scratching my head. I'm like, Supa, why you do that? But these two are going to be relaxed because we rolled white. Going to pull the max here. Pulls the max on the figure that I do not want to see, the Alakazam. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to max, and I bring up my Lunala. And the reason being is because I see my Z gauge is halfway. My Z gauge is halfway, so what I want to do is I want to work my way on the left side and hope to send this thing in the Ultra Space, but I do know that it's going to have a lot of stars because of its evolution. I think this was this the Abra? Let me see. This was, dude, stop. Okay. Can you see? Okay. The side, okay, so that's not that, but this was the fully evolution. Okay. So, but like I said, we're just working our Lunala over here because we're trying to send this thing to the Ultra Space. So, sorry about that. We're going to advance up with the King, and now what I'm going to do is we're going to move him over just to threaten this around, see what Supa's going to do. He does move, and it allows me to get my Z gauge up. I'm like, all right, let's go. We can send this thing to the Ultra Space. We're going to have weight. We're looking pretty good. We have our DC. We can attack with the Lunala, and then this is where Supa makes such a clutch play. He's going to pull the Mega Evolution, going to pull the Mega Alakazam, and gives the Alchemy to the Kyogre, and I was like, wow, that was so clutch. And so what I decided to do here is I was going to DC and try to get rid of this Tapu Lele. I was hoping it would land its purple, but it doesn't land its purple, and now I basically have to roll the miss to get the Facade, and we do not. We get the Double Edge. We do get rid of it, but not the way we wanted to. So what I should have done, and I was so scared by his move, by giving the Alchemy to the Kyogre, but I can still out-damage the Kyogre with my Marshadow on the board. So that was a mistake. I shouldn't have DC'd with the King. I should have DC'd with the Primal Kyogre and just try to hit damage. I don't know. But then again, if he did hit the purple, we would have been really good. We would have been in a fantastic position. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about that. Should I DC'd with the Lunala, or the DC with the King was fine. But we basically just lost all momentum here, and now I'm just going to attack here and hope that I do land white on gold, and we do. And we outdamage it. And now he's back in his base form. So I'm like, okay, it's not over just yet. However, I do have to worry that his Z gauge is up, and this thing is on the entry point here. And super long throws for some reason. You didn't need a long throw, bro. You didn't have weight. But we're going to pull the evolution here with the Espeon. And we're going to actually long throw it ourselves. And we go on this side because I don't want to get... the thing is, I don't want to get Z-moved by this thing. But then I end up moving over here anyway. So I should have just Z-moved here. Or not Z-moved, but long throw. Long throw. There. But because of Twisted Spoon, he gets to just do this. And I'm like, oh my god. So... And now, all we need to do is basically survive one more roll with our Vibrava. Our Z gauge is going to be up, and then we can kind of apply pressure, get rid of one of these Alakazams. But of course, I'm not going to hit, or I'm not going to survive. Either way, we didn't really have good odds. I mean, he could have landed something that would have gave me weight or negative MP, so there was not much we could have done there. And at this point, guys, my time is running really, really low. I mean, that's nothing new to you guys. My time is always down. And now Supa is going to attack here. GG boys to the Marshadow. King is going to roll the white. RZ gauge is up, but at this point, so is my time. Oh. Time is up here. Gets rid of my ability. I don't know why. I mean, I could be Z moving with the Espeon, but it's not going to really do much because of how well he has the goal guarded. Because I would have to move 3 steps away anyway. But here he's going to get the Moongeist Beam. There goes my Lucario, and that is pretty much GG, boys. I think this is my last turn. I think I send this thing to the Ultra Space, and then that is it. We run out of time. Damn Alakazams, man. I actually have an answer to them now because, like, if you guys saw in my new deck, we are rocking the Absol. So I'm excited to go up against more Alakazams as we continue to play throughout this month. That should be good. I don't remember the game going this long. I thought it was ended right there. Okay, ends right there. So, good game to Supa. Like I said, always good playing you. Good to see you again. And this is basically my tribute to the N Clan. Good luck to the N Clan. Like I said, this is kind of your tournament to lose since you guys have nearly 50% of the participants are from the N Clan. So, good luck. Good luck, everybody else. But like I said, we're pulling for hype, man. Want my boy Hype to win. All right, last one. Redemption. That's what we titled it earlier. We're going up against somebody we went up against earlier, and it is Tarfold, and it is he calls it, I forget, the squared steel. He says steel does it best. So he's rocking the Torterra Gothitelle. We all know what the Gothitelle can do. And then the Dusk, or the Dusk main, who he says is better than Dawn Wings. What do you guys feel about that? The Celebi and the Tapu Lele. So here I'm rocking my fast deck, like I just wanted Mew cheese. I felt like this was a pretty good game. So I'm gonna Mega Lucario here because he brings up this Lucario. I'm like, let's just get this thing out of the way if we can. Dodge. Oh, dude, I remember this. So he puts his Gothitelle there. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna Aura Sphere and get rid of your Gothitelle. Dodge again. I'm like, okay. Well, let's DC this time. We only have 3 turns of Mega. 3 dodges in a row. Hello. Really? Like, come on, dude. And now he's like, alright, I'm out of here. I should have DC'd there, but I don't, because I didn't want to waste my DC and I was mad. So my Lucario basically did nothing. And Tarvold's like, alright, my turn. Let's see what my Lucario can do. So he's going to Mega here, and he's going to attack my Lucario. We're not going to pull the switch. Damage. Put Mew back as insurance because Mew's probably my counter. Mew is my counter to Lucario. So I move up, and I believe I attack because I want to start increasing my Z gauge. Yep, and then he attacks here. Boom, Z gauge is up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come after this Torterra, get him off the entry point. I think that's what we do. I can't remember, actually. Remember, square decks, we just have to make sure our goal is not covered or the entry point. So, did I attack again there? the constant back and forth between the Mew and the Lucario. Okay, Z gauge is up. Now I'm going to use it. We're going to get rid of the Tapu Lele, which shouldn't have done that. Probably should have just got rid of the Torterra with Eevee, huh? But I don't. He's going to Tectonic Rage himself with the Torterra, and then we're going to pull the switch. I'm like, come on, Zoro. Get the gold. Number 1 gold attacker in the game. Not get it. I totally forgot when he said Tectonic Rage. I was like, who do you have that's ground? I was like, oh yeah, Sortera. Do I air balloon? What air balloon there? I don't remember why I air ballooned there. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this around. We're gonna get rid of this, and that was not well thought out. But he's gonna air balloon here, and I have to attack here. I have to attack here with my Rotom. For one, just to get rid of the balloon, because I have nothing that can really cover the goal. And I'm trying to get the T-Wave, but we don't. We get the discharge twice. And now we're not in a good position here. But the good thing is the balloon is gone. So now what we're going to do is we're going to have to max revive here. Because my Espeon was still ballooned. My Espeon was still ballooned, so it has 2 MP. So I had to max that as something that has 3 MP, which was that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Z-move here. We're going to get rid of this Torterra. And cut their Z-Gauge in half, and he's going to max revive again. Puts him on the entry point, and I just gotta be careful of this Gothitelle. So he's actually gonna move up, and I was like, debatable in my opinion, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if Tarvel sees it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wash the machine, and the goal is to try to surround this Necrozma. He does have weight, and then makes a great play. He moves up right here, and I should have seen it, but basically what he was doing, it was just baiting that he's got 1 entry point taken, 1 entry point taken. And then my Zoro is right here, basically bait for the squared attack. So instead of surrounding the Duskmane, I should have put my Zoro right here. But I don't, and then he is going to attack, and I'm like, oh no, I completely fell for it. Squared attack, he's going to pull the switch here, and now Tarvel's Z-Gauge. Oh no! What happened? Well, what had happened was, instead of covering my goal, because I'm fearing the Gothitelle, what he does is his Z-Gauge is up. Since I have my goal surrounded, he Z-moves with the Lucario, the steel one, KOs my, I don't even remember who it was, the Rotom, then moves 2 spaces away directly on my goal, and also surrounds my Espeon. So GG boys to Tarvold. Tarvold did get revenge. Good games to Supa. We're going to cut the video there. Next video, probably tomorrow, is going to feature the Absol and Mega Absol. And again, good luck to everybody in the finals. It's going to be, well, the top 32 starts in about 8 hours, I believe. 8-9 hours. So everybody, good luck. Can't wait to see who wins. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.